Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So this will be the Finance and Audit Committee meeting for the board. What we're going to do, however, is I've lost most of the members. And people who have come here to provide public comment here or on the telephone, I want to take the public comment. And then we're going to cancel the rest of the Finance and Audit Committee meeting today. Information on what the Finance and Audit report for this meeting can be found on our website. And we will then have the next Finance and Audit meeting at the next board meeting. So the meeting of the Finance and Audit Committee is brought to order. We're going to ask the secretary to identify to people what they need to do in order to address the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone. Before we begin public comment for the California High-Speed Rail Finance and Audit Committee meeting, I would like to review some important information. For members of the public who have joined us in person and wish to provide public comment, you will be called on in the order we received your card. If you are joining the meeting via Zoom and wish to provide public comment, please use the raise your hand feature located at the bottom of the app. If you are calling in by phone, pressing the number 2 will raise your hand and put you into the queue. Speakers will be called on in the order their hands are raised. Once you are in the queue and your name is called, please click the prompt on your screen to allow your microphone to be unmuted. If you are joining by phone, we will call on you by the last 4 digits of your phone number. At that point, you will hear a message that your phone is being unmuted. Each speaker will be given 2 minutes to speak. I will remind you when you have 15 seconds remaining. When it is your turn to speak, please slowly and clearly say your first and last name, and if applicable, please state the organization you are representing. Okay, Mr. Chair, we will begin with the in-person speaker. We have Kimberly Slaughter.
Good morning, Ms. Slaughter.
Someone much taller was here before, right? Good morning. My name is Kimberly Slaughter, and I'm the transportation leader for TY Lin for North America. And TY Lin is very proud to have done work in supporting the advancement of high-speed rail in California. And we look forward to continuing that working relationship with you as we try advance this program. In addition, we respect the authority's fulfillment of its fiduciary responsibility to be a responsible steward of public funds. Still, we emphasize that the current audit process and associated reports are incomplete, and we're asking for a review of that. The authority's current audit process does an excellent job of identifying occurrences of overpayments to contractors by the agency, but fails to identify underpayment for services provided by the business community. We are coming today to formally ask the Audit Review Committee to meet with us and to hear our concerns and recommendations to address many audit findings. We look forward to working with the authority to comply with the complete purpose of a contractual audit through a fair and equitable process, especially for the many small business subconsultants that are most impacted by these findings. We thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity to speak.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Slaughter. Before I adjourn the meeting, I want to do also.
We have some
we
on
have
Zoom.
more?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
That concludes the in-person, but we do have
All
some
right.
on Zoom. First up, Roland.
Good morning, Mr. Laban.
Good morning, Chair Richards and board members. Can you hear me now?
We hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Okay. So first of all, a little bit of housekeeping is what happened earlier at the board meeting. The device I use does not have a microphone, so I basically link my phone and use that as a microphone. And there's a feature in Zoom, if you click at the bottom on the left, that allows you to switch to phone audio, which is what I was trying to do, which is what I've been doing for years. And one of the things it's supposed to do after you're connected to the meeting is to use something called the merge code. This is how you merge Zoom with your phone. Well, guess what? The merge code doesn't work anymore. So if somebody could look into that, that'd be much appreciated. But now let's get down to business and what you're not going to be discussing today. I appreciate what you're doing in terms of the performance metrics with your new CEO and how you're going to try to get the the contingency drawdown under control. The issue I have is the reporting to the board and to the general public, is that eliminating the contingency drawdown curve really does not help, because that's the only tool that gives you projections as to what's happening to contingency. That tool is now gone. The only thing that's left in today's presentation is a one-liner telling you that you are now down to 10% of contingency. There's $5.4 billion, which is gone. There's been very little accounting, and you've now got no, vision into the future where you're going to go with
15
this.
seconds.
And that concludes my remarks. And if you could please restate the drawdown curve as part of the monthly presentation, that'd be much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next up, David Schwagel.
Good morning again, Mr. Schwagel.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
We hear you loud and clear.
Great. Greetings, F&A Committee. David Schwagel with 2 items. First, the U.S. High-Speed Rail Association is holding a conference May 13th through 15th at the Ronald Reagan Building and International Trade Center in Washington, D.C., with around 500 delegates. Days 1 and 2 will be educational sessions. Day 3 will be a meeting on Capitol Hill. I see that your CEO is among the confirmed speakers. Second, despite my severe case of bipolar depression, I continue to make progress on my book called High-Speed Trains, Bringing People Together. My book provides historical and futuristic perspectives on HSR projects worldwide. My book also examines the continent of North America beyond the U.S. High-Speed Rail Association's vision map. Calgary to Edmonton shows considerable promise as both cities have reached the 1.5 million population mark. Mexico also shows considerable promise from border crossings to within the country itself. Though not on the vision map, San Antonio to Monterey came up in a recent U.S. High-Speed Rail Association newsletter. Although only 32 miles apart, San Diego to Tijuana is a strong high-speed rail market, as it can take upwards of 4 hours to cross the world's busiest land border crossing. Not a favorable commuting experience to the numerous Tijuana residents who work in San Diego. Tijuana to the world-renowned vacation destination of Cabo San Lucas also has promise, as does Tijuana to Monterey, Tijuana to Mexico City, and Monterey to Mexico City. Mexico often gets glossed over by high-speed rail planners because the destinations are typically further apart than 600 miles. However, Mexico offers large population centers, with Greater Mexico City coming in at 22.5 million people. I plan to send my book onto the publisher in March, provided that there are no
15
further
seconds.
delays from my bipolar depression. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Next up, Hisham.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking my comment. I have a comment or request about the Central Valley report. I like how you provide a lot of information in it. One thing that is missing from the report is a more concise and clear updates about the extensions to Merced and Bakersfield. Right now, we only get 1 or 2 sentences for about updates in regards to those extensions. Can you please add more information? I know the public is eagerly waiting to understand how that process is going. I can give a quick example. So right now, it says that the authority is starting with the process for the right-of-way acquisitions. So if you can add more information, like what type of parcels are you looking at? How many are there? Where are you in the stage of acquiring them? Have we acquired them already or not? So providing more information about the status of the extensions is really important. And right now the reports are lacking in the area. Thank you for taking my comment.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman, we have no other attendees that would like to provide public comment.
Okay, thank you, Secretary. I'd like to acknowledge one other thing this morning. I'd like to acknowledge the appointment of a new Chief Financial Officer, Jamie Metalka. So welcome in your new role. I'm sorry you don't get to address us today, but I'm sure you're very upset about that. Anyway, Jamie, we'll see you next time. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to also acknowledge that Jim Gometti, also one of the committee members, is here on Zoom with us today. So Jim, thank you for hanging in there.
Well,
With that, however, we're going to cancel the rest of the agenda for the Finance and Audit Committee meeting for today. And we will see you at our next board meeting and then the Finance and Audit Committee meeting just preceding it next time. So with that, thank you for coming. We appreciate it very much and happy to see you in Fresno. Meeting is adjourned.